On the morning of January 23rd, 2011, a 96-year-old man woke before dawn, walked into his gym, and completed his full 2-hour workout. That afternoon, he was dead. This is Jack LaLanne at 70, handcuffed, wrists shackled, swimming through Long Beach Harbor, towing 70 boats carrying 70 people behind him. Stroke by stroke, he finishes, climbs out, waves at the crowd. This was not a one-time feat. This was who he was. In the 1930s, doctors warned their patients to stay away from his gym. They called him dangerous. They predicted heart attacks. The man they tried to shut down exercised every single day for 81 consecutive years, every day of his life up until the end. He wasn't born with extraordinary genetics. At 14, he was a sugar-addicted junk food addict by his own description. What changed wasn't talent. It was a single decision he made at 15, and then repeated every morning for the rest of his life. Here's what that decision actually did to his cells. 90 minutes of weights, every major muscle group, no shortcuts. Then 30 minutes in the pool, not gently. He swims. Only after 2 full hours does he eat his first meal. Egg whites, oatmeal, fresh fruit, no sugar, no white flour. The same breakfast he has eaten for decades. Training before eating forces the body into autophagy, a cellular cleanup process where damaged components are broken down and recycled. Yoshinori Osumi won the 2016 Nobel Prize in Medicine specifically for mapping this mechanism. Every morning, LaLanne was running that process before the rest of the world woke up. LaLanne never retired. Into his 90s, he was still filming, writing, and answering letters from people whose lives his work had changed. His wife, Elaine, said it plainly. He believed it was his job to keep people alive. That mission organized every single day around a reason to get up at 4:30. A 2008 study in psychosomatic medicine following 43,000 adults found that a strong sense of life purpose significantly lowered all-cause mortality, independent of physical health. Purpose isn't soft. It's a measurable biological variable that keeps your cortisol calibrated and your inflammation low. Dinner was simple. Fish, a large raw salad, 8 to 10 vegetables, more egg whites, occasionally a glass of wine. He ate until satisfied, not until full. Then he stopped. No third meal, no late-night food, no snacks, ever. That 2-meal structure created a daily 14 to 16-hour fasting window. Research by Dr. Walter Longo at USC published in Cell Metabolism in 2014 confirmed this window reduces insulin resistance, lowers inflammatory markers, and shifts cells from storage mode into repair mode. He was doing this decades before it had a name. In 1989, Dr. Stephen Blair and colleagues at the Cooper Institute tracked 13,344 people over 8 years. Their finding, low cardiorespiratory fitness was a stronger predictor of early death than smoking, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol. Not a risk factor, the strongest predictor. LaLanne spent 81 years building and protecting that number every single morning, before breakfast, before the world was awake, before it was called longevity science. A 2015 study in JAMA Internal Medicine analyzed 661,137 adults. The greatest mortality reduction came not from intensity. It came from consistency maintained over time. 1 year of exercise produces measurable benefit. 10 years produces structural change. 80 years produces something closer to biological transformation. LaLanne's cardiovascular system at 80 was not the cardiovascular system of an 80-year-old. His habits weren't just healthy, they were compounding. Daily deposits into a biological account that paid him back with a body that still worked fully on the last morning of his life. 4 habits. verified from his actual life. You can start all 4 tomorrow. First, train fasted. Move for at least 30 minutes before your first meal. Water only beforehand. Set your alarm 40 minutes earlier. Walk, lift, or swim before breakfast for 21 days straight. And don't undo it with a high-sugar post-workout meal that shuts down autophagy within minutes. Second, 2 meals. Hard stop. All food within an 8 to 10 hour window. First meal after your workout. Last meal before 7 p.m. Nothing between them. Push breakfast 1 hour later. Move dinner 1 hour earlier. Close the window and keep it closed. Third, protein from fish and eggs. Replace 3 weekly red meat meals with fatty fish, salmon, sardines, or mackerel. Add egg whites daily. Buy 1 piece of wild-caught fish and a dozen eggs. That's the entire entry cost. Don't replace meat with processed plant proteins. LaLanne's protein was whole and simple. Fourth, make it non-negotiable. Choose 1 daily movement practice and remove it from the category of decisions, not a goal. A biological fact of your day, like sleep. Write it down. 1 sentence, specific time, specific duration. Tell 1 person. Then do it regardless of conditions, regardless of mood, schedule, or how you feel. LaLanne trained sick, tired, traveling, and aging. The habit survived everything because it was not conditional. 4:30 in the morning, Morro Bay, California. He is 96 years old. He has a chest infection. His wife is worried. He is going to die today, though he doesn't know it yet. He goes to the gym anyway, not to prove something, not for the camera. The house is dark and no one is watching. He goes because 81 years of the same decision have removed the decision entirely. His body simply does what it has always done. He finishes, he swims, he comes home. We call Jack LaLanne exceptional because it's easier than sitting with what he actually was. A sick teenager who made 1 decision and refused to stop making it. The science doesn't call what he built magic. It calls it compounding. 81 years of daily deposits in muscle, in mitochondria, in metabolic health that paid him back with a body that worked until his last morning on Earth. That account doesn't require his genetics. It doesn't require his discipline from day 1. It requires tomorrow morning, and then the morning after that. Jack LaLanne didn't find the secret to a long life. He built it, 1 morning at a time, before the sun came up, for 81 years. Tomorrow morning, not Monday tomorrow, set your alarm 30 minutes earlier and move before you eat. That's the first deposit. If this story made you think differently about how you're aging, subscribe. We cover the people and the science that the mainstream health conversation doesn't slow down enough to get right.